Alright, perfecto. Hey guys, my name is Hasmiu and welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, so yesterday was Apple's biggest event of the year where they announced the new iPhones, the new EarPods, and the new watch. And of course, AI, Apple Intelligence. And guess when that is coming to the new iPhones? Later this year. Of course, typical Apple. So there are a few changes and updates to the EarPods lineups, and new EarPods were introduced called EarPods 4, running the new Apple H2 chip. And there are actually two kinds, one without active noise cancelling and one with active noise cancelling with a wireless charging case that has a speaker to help with Find My, and they both come with a Type-C charging port. Yeah, there's of course a price difference. The one without the active noise cancelling is $129, and the one with the active noise cancelling goes for $179. So there's like a 50 bucks difference. And coming with the Siri updates is the ability to nod your head to give Siri sort of like an affirmation to pick a call or something else. And you can also shake your head to say, no, don't pick that call. That's about the new AirPods 4. There's nothing really new. There's no novelty. I'd rather stick to my old AirPods Pro second gen that has a speaker, but it's still Lightning. But it also have a wireless charging MagSafe capability. So I'd rather stick to that than get this new one. But anyway, Apple is all about the little improvements. AirPods Max, there's not that much to speak of except some new colors, including Starlight and Midnight. And the only reason why someone would want to upgrade to this is probably because of the Type-C charging port. Other than that, there's not that much difference. And it's the same price, $549, same as the old ones. The only thing changed here is the Type-C charging port and some new colors. It's probably not really worth the upgrade if you really don't need to. I mean, if you have the cash, by all means, do so. No one's gonna stop you. Okay, I have few things that I'm really excited about and things that I like, which is coming to the EarPods Pro 2. One is the hearing test, which is coming to the EarPods Pro 2. It is basically sort of like a hearing test, like a normal hearing test that you go through at the hospital, where you hear like a beep and then tap if you hear it. And there is also this feature called hearing aid to aid people with hearing difficulties to hear things better and hear people better. And that's awesome. That's sick, Apple. Thanks. But it's coming later this year to iOS 18 and the AirPods Pro 2. Coming later this year. Alright, let's talk about the new S10 watch. There are both hardware and software updates to this watch. The new watch now has a bigger display, quote unquote bigger display, and it's more thinner, and it is about 10% lighter than the previous model. This watch now has the new S10 SIP to help with AI functions for speed and efficiency, and it said the Translate app is now coming to the watch. All coming later this year. So new watch, new SIP, new display size. You know what's also new? The colors. There is a deep glossy black, a warm rose gold, and a silver aluminum. And there is also a matching wristband, which now has this locking mechanism to hold the watch in place so it doesn't fall off your wrist. I've been using this Velcro for the longest time now, and I haven't complained of it falling off my wrist. Thanks, Apple, I guess. So there are like few updates to the Apple Watch Ultra 2. There's a new color called Satin Black and an action button and offline maps. Oh, and perhaps I should mention, you can now play music on the S10 watch. What an innovation, Apple. Was that a thing? Did that ever exist on any watch before? I had no idea. Okay, so we all know this isn't really an Apple thing if the iPhone isn't mentioned. There are four iPhones this year: the iPhone 16, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, and 16 Pro Max. Pro Max. The iPhone 16 has a screen size of 6.1 inches. The 16 Plus has a screen size of 6.7 inches. The 16 Pro has a screen size of 6.3 inches. And the 16 Pro Max of 6.9 inches, coming in black, pink, white, and ultramarine colors with a brightness of 2000 nits, and that can go all the way down to 1 nit, so you don't go blind in the dark and you don't squint your eyes trying to see a screen in daylight. The 16 and 16 Plus rocks the new A18 chip. I said 18 because I stutter on that word. That's why I never mention it. Anyway, and this chip is used to power the new AI feature coming later this year. Anyway, with the new chip comes a bigger battery, and the phone still has the action button from last year's phones, plus an additional button called camera control, which is used essentially to launch the camera app and control some settings inside of the camera app. And this button isn't like your regular button. It's basically like the trackpad on the MacBook Pro. And it is also pressure sensitive, which means you can tap it slightly or you can tap it with full force. I think Apple missed an opportunity here to set this button as a fingerprint reader to unlock the phone. Or maybe they didn't do that on purpose. Apple, if you by any chance see this video, especially this section, could you guys please make that a fingerprint reader? Please. Anyway, the 16 Pro can shoot videos up to 4K at 120 frames per second, and that's insane. The 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max has a refresh rate of 120 hertz, which is pretty sick, and they come in darker black, brighter white, natural titanium, and desert titanium, with of course a bigger battery. The 16 Plus and 16 Pro starts at 128 gigabyte of storage, while the 16 Pro Max start at 256 gigabyte of storage. You can tell, of course, that that comes with a bump in the price, a very huge difference. So price-wise, the 16 starts at $799, the 16 Plus at $899, the 16 Pro start at $999, and the 16 Pro Max start at $1199. $1,200 basically. Okay, AI, Apple Intelligence. Features that were mentioned are coming later this year, including Genmoji, summary, text fine-tuning, cleanup, which is basically removing stuff from a photo that you don't want, including ChatGPT. Speaking of ChatGPT, there's also this new feature called Private Cloud, which is basically Apple assuring you that all your searches are not being stored or shared with Apple. That's what they tell us, that's what we hear, and that's what I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna take Apple's word for it. I feel like this stage of iPhone and Android feels like this Android is an older sibling looking at the iPhone like, it's your time, man. Enjoy it while it's fresh and new. I have already been there. Enjoy it. Let your users enjoy it while it's fresh and new. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. Cheerio and stay cool.